not be the same. Few people laughed. Few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu takes on his multi-armed form and says, now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Hey guys, Robert and Ingrid here, camera to get this time, and we just got done watching Godzilla Raids Again, or unfortunately Godzilla, Gigantis the Fire Monster. Yeah, but we're just going to call it Godzilla Raids Again, where Godzilla gets its first opponent in Angerus, the spiky lizard. And this is the first monster bat match of the Kaijus, and for what it is, it's okay.
It's far from the worst movie we've seen on this channel.
Definitely. Still, GAMERA Super Monster is still, I think, our worst movie, period. I don't think anything's going to top... Well, no. There's one movie in here in the Godzilla franchise that may come close.
I guess we'll just have to see when we get there. But this movie, yeah, it was merely okay. It was not great, but it wasn't terrible either. And it sort of suffered from not really knowing what it wanted to be. Because there are a lot of individual pieces that if they got the proper development and spotlight, they could have been really interesting. There's the focus of the scientists who are actually studying the monsters that could have been an interesting movie. There was all of the interaction with the various soldiers and whatnot that could have been a good movie. There's of course, all of the battling between Godzilla and Angerus that could have been a good movie, but instead you kind of have all of those pieces that are kind of just half-baked and lukewarm.
Exactly, and it felt like the first movie had a purpose. It was always going to be a done-in-one. It should have been a done-in-one. And instead it was decided, let's make a sequel and everything. And
they didn't really take the time to figure out exactly how that sequel would actually make sense.
The only thing they knew was, let's bring another monster. And it felt like the heart wasn't in this.
Yeah, or it's just like, the last one, it was really clear. We can finally talk about the bomb, so let's really hammer it in. This time it's just like, what are we doing with this again?
Let's just bring another one, but which one's the good one? They're neither of them. They're still both evil. It's just we're stuck in the middle. They'll do that better next time on the next one, but there's a reason why they decided let's put Godzilla on ice, literally, and hold off, and we'll focus on other monsters, because we won't be getting another Godzilla. There wouldn't be another Godzilla for another, 6 years or so. Hold on, let me double check the dates. This one was in 55.
Yeah, it said 1955 on the link that you sent me.
Yeah, and the other one was 1962, 7 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, 7 years, and...
That's the sort of thing that happens when you don't got a whole lot of creative direction. People your audience can tell that you didn't know what you were doing either.
Exactly, and the fact that they had to put Godzilla on ice, you're like, they didn't know how to end it. Crazy, huh?
Just wrote yourself into a corner.
I mean, they kind of did that in the last movie, too, but at least that one they had a perfect allegory way to get out of it. with the oxygen destroyer. Here, let's put him on ice. Why didn't you think about that the first time around? Oh, right, because you were stuck in Japan. You didn't happen to take him all the way out to, the ice.
It's just like, how did you even logistically manage that?
I have no clue, but overall, the suit work was still good.
Yeah, that was definitely still solid.
Definitely. But I gotta say this. It's kind of funny. The first GAMERA movie does not hold a candle to the first Godzilla, but was still pretty good in its own right. The second GAMERA movie was way better. And like the first Godzilla, it didn't have the original director, but that one they said, let's do it more for adults, and at least it's obvious they didn't know what they were doing there either, but they figured something out that was way better than this. I would say that GAMERA vs. Baragon, way better second outing than this one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely, I
suppose we do sort of have to give it a little bit of slack, a bit of leeway, since this is literally the beginning of kaiju as a genre in general, and so
that's true.
Still had a bit of a legacy to actually work off of, whereas here's just
we're making the legacy.
Figuring out what the F we're doing with this kind of cinema.
That's very true. Especially, first one we actually had a monster walking through a city. Now let's have two monsters fight. Oh, what do we do there? Funny little fact. They originally wasn't going to be called Godzilla or Gojira. They originally were going to call the monster, Godzilla Angerus. So they decided, let's just give it to this monster instead. But I just also found out, you want to know what their plans were for the third movie?
What?
Bride of Godzilla. They would have made... It's not as silly as it sounds, actually. They would have made a robotic female Godzilla. Godzilla would have fallen in love with it, taken it, and it would have been designed to kill Godzilla. We'll hear about this again in a later movie, but in this case, though, he would have taken it to where all the other surviving Godzillasaurs are, and then blow up and take them all out.
Oh, okay, that sounds pretty neat, actually.
But of course it would have ended everything right there.
Kind of honeypot situation, huh?
Definitely, but at the same time, though, how the hell would they have done that? And the idea of Godzilla falling in love in general is ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just this is supposed to be a metaphor for, a force of nature or just,
exactly.
Nuclear power. It's just,
now,
a romance element, it's just, what are we doing now?
Developing a connection with his own kind? Oh, that's fine. A father-son relationship? Perfectly fine, because he's still an animal. A romance, again, they're animals, so kinda, but from an artificial being, no.
I'm fairly certain that they're not necessarily got the whole waifu thing going on.
And just imagine, how would they have known what a female Godzilla would have looked like? They would have been guessing, and more likely would have gotten it wrong. Again, glad they didn't do that, but... yeah, not much to talk about this one. I think
it's just kinda...
okay,
lukewarm. Okay, it's average.
Exactly, not that much to talk about besides, because we'll be seeing much better fights. This isn't the last time we'll see Angerus. And again, they were just flailing a little. Fortunately, by the time of the next one, they will have had some more experience doing Kaiju. So next time, we're going to be talking about the original Godzilla vs. King Kong.
Woo!
Giant monkeys attack! And wait until you see this one, it's still going to be goofy. Very goofy. And, okay, do you remember that GAMERA movie we saw with the Japanese and blackface? You're going to see that again.
Oh boy!
Even worse. Because in this case...
being a product of another era.
Because, in this case, they're trying to be like the original islanders from King Kong. And you already know how they were handled in the 30s. Yep, but you'll see what I mean. This is going to be a bit more... This is when we're starting to get the camp. But... oh, boy! Yep, more and more camp. Godzilla's still going to be the villain here in this one. But, yeah, you'll see. Yep. Got not much else to say. Until then, we'll see you guys on the next one.